Hey, welcome to Wednesday Wisdom today. You ever feel like you're spinning your wheels and not getting anywhere? And everything you try is fruitless and seems to get frustrated? Well, you're not the first. I was reading about, I think in St. Peter Chanel, I think it's his feast day tomorrow. And he was a missionary, a Marist missionary, felt the call to the priesthood in France, and he joined this new order of missionaries and really wanted to go out to the missions and find people who didn't believe in God and convert them to Christianity and lead them to Christ. And he joins this order and becomes a priest, and then they tell him, no, we're not going to send you to the missions. You're going to be a spiritual director for seminarians in the seminary. They'll go out to the missions, you stay here. And so in obedience, he had to do that. And he spent years doing that. And then finally, he got a chance to go out to the missions, and they sent him out to Oceania, in the Southwest Pacific. And he went with a couple of other missionaries. One of them, along the way, got some disease and died in the ship. So he was pretty much alone. He arrived to this one island, and they wouldn't accept him. They wouldn't let him get off the boat. So they went on to the next one. That one they let him, the king let him come on shore, but quickly turned against him. And so he was trying to work there, but not getting anywhere. And then a cyclone came in and destroyed pretty much everything on the island, knocked down all the huts and all the houses and so on. And so they had to start all over again. And he only got a couple of converts, kind of fruitless. But the one convert he was working on was the son of the king who wanted to become a Christian. But the king became very angry and sent one of his security guards, I guess, to convince the son not to become a Christian. They got in a fight, and then the guard came and tricked Father Peter Chanel, into looking after him and curing him from his wounds. And while he was doing that, this security guard beat Peter Chanel to death with a club. And that was after 4 years of work and hardly got any converts. And eventually they sent more missionaries to the island a couple of years later. And those missionaries started to get the fruit of the sacrifice of Father Peter Chanel. In fact, the guy that killed him converted to Christianity. And then everybody on the island converted to Christianity after they saw that. So sometimes in our life, it can seem fruitless, like we work and we don't get anywhere. But maybe God has another plan. Maybe God's going to give the fruits later. And all he's asking us to do is to be obedient, to do our duty, to be faithful, and have the peace of soul to know that you did what God wanted you to do, even if you didn't see the payoff. St. Peter Chanel was declared a martyr and a saint to the church, even though by the time he died, he had almost nothing to show for it. Maybe that same dynamic works in our lives too.